He has elevated batsmanship to levels it hasn't been seen before. The Master Blaster is a worthy successor to the original Little Master, who batted with skill and without fear in his time. Both men are short in stature, but giants in accomplishment. Sunil Gavaskar and Sachin Tendulkar. Generations will be inspired, their legend will grow. For the likes of them have rarely walked the cricket field, and possibly never will. Hello and welcome to a very special show. I have with me the two legends of the game, the world's 12,000 man and the first 10,000 man of the game. A staggering 22,000 runs between my two guests today, the one and only Sunil Gavaskar and the one and only Sachin Tendulkar. If I really go by the statistics, I will stagger you. Do you know how many centuries you've scored between you all in international cricket? Who's got the better mathematical mind? Mr. Gavaskar, you usually have you would know how many hundreds have been scored.
No, I'm not Jeffrey Boycott. You're making a mistake over there.
But you've scored more than 100 hundreds between the two of you, if you include Test cricket and one-day internationals. But such in 12,000 runs. Has it sunk in what it means to have scored 12,000 Test runs?
No, to be honest, it still hasn't sunk in. I was just focusing on the ball because before yesterday, whoever met me, the first question was, you have to do it and when are you doing it? So I was literally fed up answering them. I don't play for records and I just want to play my game and enjoy my cricket rather than chasing records. And if I go and do that, records will be broken automatically. I don't need to focus on that.
Is that the same way you felt when you scored 10,000 runs? Was it every day somebody telling you, Mr. Gavaskar, when are you scoring 10,000 runs?
Well, more than 10,000. I think 10,000 was not something that people looked at. It was basically when one got close to the 29th century mark of Sir Donald Bradman. That was the time people would say, after the 28th century, that's the time when people were actually, you got off the aircraft and the aircraft, maintenance guys, they would be saying that you had room service breakfast. The guy who delivered it, instead of asking for a complimentary ticket for the match, would say, we want your 29th here. So the pressure used to build up every time you went to the ground. We didn't have iPods then, so we had to listen to the talis as well as galis.
How do you relax? When someone keeps, how do you deal with pressure? I have to ask you this. How do you deal with that kind of pressure? Do you keep it out? When you are out there on the crease, do you keep it completely out, all records?
It's not that easy to switch off from all these things. Subconscious mind, grasps all these things, and somewhere it is stored. Even if you don't want to focus on all these things, the room service guy, whoever says whatever, somewhere it's stored, and that's the last thing you want. You want to go out there with a blank mind and you just want to go out and bat. You want to watch the ball as closely as possible and bat.
Because, Mr. Gavaskar used to say something which I still don't believe, and I don't know if you believe, that he said he never used to know his score. That you never knew that you were on 99 also.
Well, because I was not interested in how many runs I got while I was batting. I was only interested in how many runs I got after I was out.
You never looked at the scoreboard?
Well, I had a vague idea, but I wasn't sure. For the simple reason, I'll tell you why. Because if you're on 46, and you know that you need 4 runs to get to a 50, you might play a shot to a ball which you normally wouldn't, trying to get that boundary. If you're on 96, you try and play that, you would get out. So the thing to do would be, forget how many runs you were, and then only see your score when you got out.
Sachin, are you the same?
No, I look at the scoreboard, but now I know what to do.
So when Sachin is on 96, he's ready to take that forward. Is that in a sense that, if I may be permitted to ask two legends of the game, a slight difference in the way you approach the game? Sunil Gavaskar did you do it in tens? Did you do 10, 20, 30? Was it much more a different style to the way Sachin played in that sense?
Well, I did it in sessions. I was interested in sessions, not in tens and 20s. Again, you're putting yourself under pressure when you're looking at 10. As I said, if you could be 6 and you're saying, let me get to 10, so my next target will be 20. So you're putting yourself under that pressure. You just play by session, so you know that you've got to play 2 hours before lunch, 2 hours, till tea, and then 1.5 hours. In our time, it was 5.5 hours in India. So 1.5 hours after that. So if you did that, at the normal scoring rate.
Somewhere down the line, you'd get your 100. Sachin, was that your philosophy, session by session?
I did it a little differently. I mean, a lot depended on my rhythm, my match swing, and if I felt everything was going well on that particular day, then I would sometimes, choose the bowlers, that these are the bowlers whom I'm going to go after them. And I felt that in patches, you score plenty of boundaries, and then all of a sudden you get these strike bowlers, bowling disciplined lines and all that, and you need to just hold back yourself a bit and set different targets. And there have been occasions where I've gone on the field with the frame of mind that I'm going to bat at least for a session, and then look at the next session what I want to do. But the first session, I'm just going to try and hang in there, try and spend as much time as possible. It varies actually, match by match in my case.
What